Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to BMRL Network for Season 2. Yes, I said it, Season 2 here at First Gear Racing. We're kicking off Season 2. Once again, how many more times am I going to say it? Season 2. Race number 1 here at Daytona International Speedway. We've got qualifying going on right now. Jonah Cullen on your screen going out onto the track. iRacing is still not fixing that turn 1 camera. It's still stuck underneath the track. But we're just going to have to deal with it, folks. As I was saying, Jonah Cullen going out into the track. We're going to see some new faces here tonight as we get kicking into gear for Season 2. Go ahead and pull up the information on the bottom of your screen. That's Jonah Cullen in the 17 Ford Mustang, taking his initial lap out as he comes around turn 4 exit into the straight that leads into the tri-oval as he takes the green flag here for his first time to lap. Now folks, if you're familiar with Daytona, you don't want to push the car too hard on lap number 1. You want your times on lap number 1 to be, a good chunk, whether it's 2 seconds, at least a second faster on lap number 2 than lap number 1. We'll see what kind of line he rides. He's been holding that outside line here on lap number 1, meaning that he's going for, not a, oh, he's going to drop down to the inside line. As he comes out of turn 4, going to get that speed going right across the stripe here. And here he goes. He's going to dive down low, and lap number 2 is going to start right now. White flag is out for Jonah Cullen. Still riding that high side, but he's going to dip down low into turn 1. Out of 1 into 2, but does he stay low or does he jump up to the wall? If he jumps up to the wall, we might see that hurt his time a little bit, as you want to take the shortest way around the track. Yes, Chrissy grows a lot more new faces out here. Or can't really say new faces, but new cars, new names out on the track this season. That's going to really hurt his time. I don't think we're going to see much of a difference. We don't really see any difference at all. But going to put him up in the 4th position. Alright, let's go ahead. Okay, we got some cars coming out fresh. We're having some technical difficulties with trading paints. So I can get you guys the up-to-date paints, which they should be up-to-date, and they are. Alright, perfect. Alright, but this is Joe Gibbons, another new face here from Wichita, Kansas. In the 88 car, he just put himself on that 2nd position at the moment, as we've only had 13 cars out on the track. Daniel Butler out on the track. Daniel Butler back again for season number 2. The Lynchables podcast says, let's have a good one. Here comes Daniel across the stripe to complete lap number 1 of 49.09. So this is when Daniel wants to kick it up a notch here. Gonna ride that low into turn 1 and 2. Needs to pick up about 1/10. 1/10 would be great, actually. Ooh, a little bit high out of exit of 4. We're gonna drop back right down that line. A 49.07, good enough for the 7th position right now. And on your screen, the 48 of Andrew Groves from Pennsylvania. I'm not even going to pronounce it. Tunkhannock. Andrew Groves coming around to complete lap number 1. The white flag is out. A 49.02 on lap number 1. That's good enough for the 3rd position at the moment. 20 drivers have gone. 7 still have not yet qualified. This is the qualifying, yes. Trevor Benz is on track right now. He's coming on the track right now. So we'll finish up Andrew Groves' last lap, and then we'll switch over to Trevor Benz as he's just made his way onto the track for his out lap. Andrew Groves really below the yellow line. I think that's going to give him a 0x. For off the track. No, it actually does count. A 49.04, so that's going to seal him in there at the 3rd position at the moment. I guess Trevor Benz is done qualifying. He's there in 8th. It looked like he was riding down that apron off of turn 2. Todd Smith out on the track. Todd Smith, first lap was a 50.86. So way off of the pace there. The spot in front of him, a 49.29. So Todd, like, over a second off. We saw Todd do really great thing. Oh, and look at that, a 48.96. See, that's what he was doing. That's exactly what I said. To start off Daytona qualifying, you want that first lap to be so slow to where you can pick up at least a second on your second lap. You want to ride that car up against the wall the whole way around the track until you get to that tri-oval. You drop down and take that low line the rest of the way for lap number 2. And Todd Smith just did just that. And that's going to get him a 48.96 up there on the top spot at the moment. Jason Henney right there in P2 with a 48.98. These two, the only two that have put down a 48-second lap. Everyone else sitting in the 49s right now. Kyle Heath back in 6th place. He was your reigning champion from season number 1. Nobody else on track as we're going to transfer right into the session here. Green flag next time as we step aside. Alright, and we are on the grid. It is set here tonight. We have a 27 car field on the track. Starting off with row number 1, your pole sitter Todd Smith in the 66 with Jason Henney on his outside. In row number 2, we got John Lynch with Joe Gibbons on his outside. Row 3, in the 5th position, Andrew Groves and Kyle Heath, last season's reigning champion. Row number 4, Josh Peterson and C.D. Mangrum. In row 5, we got Ben Summerford with Trevor Benz rocking in that 10th position. Row number 6, we got Joseph Klein and Patrick Stein. In row number 7, Corey Crandall and Daniel Butler. In row number 8, we got Jonah Cullen with Mark Owlett. Row number 9, Benjamin Richards and Edwin James. Row 10, Edward Fiedler and Todd Chase Jr. Row 11, Adam Chapman with George Buck in the 22nd position. In row number 12, Chris Pfaff and Drew Benson. Looking to the last few rows, we've got row number 13, Austin Longnecker, Robert Rushing. And starting in the 27th position, Joseph Vatz. So a quick few notes as we come around onto the backstretch into turn number 3 for tonight's race. We do have one fast repair. Uh, 100 laps here tonight, one fast repair. They get 3 sets of tires on pit road with 100% fuel. Alright, as they come around turn number 3 and turn number 4. These drivers anxiously waiting for tonight's race here. They've been waiting for pretty much their whole career for this race. Oh, a little bit of roll rubbing already right there. The red car that was passing by at the target.
Green, green, green.
And you heard a green flag is out. Todd Smith gonna take a nice little leap on the inside. Jason Henney, though, coming pretty strong on that outside. Already neck and neck. Jason a little bit more out in front, though. A beautiful push there from the 05 of John Lynch right on the 66 of Todd Smith's bumper. And look at that, a 2-car breakaway. My oh my, that is a big gap though, guys. Kind of broke character there, but dang, that's a big gap. Wow. These two are quick. But John gonna have to be very careful as temps are gonna start rising. He's gonna have to back off a little bit. Like I said, water temps were probably skyrocketing as those guys were just going way out there. But the field gonna kind of catch up to him. Oh, John gonna leave. Todd Smith on the top. Todd's gonna go up there with the 13 of Kyle Heath. Oh, and we're wrecking in the back. Daniel Butler around.
Yellow flag is out.
Oh, Daniel's throttle is stuck. Oh man, Daniel's car, can he make it back? That's the one thing, they got that fast repair. Already having to use that fast repair, but you do not want to take a tow, as this would be a 2-minute long tow or more, even though he's so close. But let's see what happened here. We're going to take you to a couple different views here. You can see Daniel Butler right there with the puzzles on his car there for autism awareness. And we got a car, is that Andrew Groves on the apron? What happened? Oh, it looks like Groves might have got kind of... Yeah, he avoided contact there. The 97 goes up the track. Daniel Butler checks up. And all hell just breaks loose in the back. We're going to take this a little bit further back before the caution comes out. And we're going to jump up to my favorite cam up here in the blimp. First, let's see what happened to Andrew here. Oh, so Andrew's gonna get a little bump, had to drop down, and when he drops down, keep your eyes right there on the 97. The 97 car, that little, it looks almost like the Jeff Gordon paint scheme a little bit. But he is going to check up right into Daniel Butler. Daniel gonna have to kind of let off the throttle and gonna get hooked. Oh, straight up into that wall. So Daniel already having to use that fast repair on lap number 3. Alright guys, while we are under caution here, we're going to go ahead and do a little sponsor read that helps make BMRL Network bring you these lives here. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by SimMetrics. SimMetrics SD1 brings the information and telemetry you need straight to the cockpit, reducing screen clutter, increasing reaction time, and giving you the edge you need for podium finishes. 90 RGB LEDs and 2 6-digit numeric displays can be customized with hundreds of real-time telemetry parameters from over 90 of today's leading sim games. Symmetrics SD1 is the sim hub dash you've been waiting for. Get one today at www.simmetricsracing.com. BMRL Network viewers can get 15% off at checkout using code TEAMBMRL at checkout. Alright, cars line back up 2x2. Pace car lights are out. We're going to take this thing green flag racing here on lap number 6. Alright, these drivers coming out of turn number 4. Heading down that long stretch to the green flag. Pace car gonna make a left-hand turn momentarily as we get set for a restart on lap number 6. You've got a little line of 4 cars back there in the back, all 4 of them probably having to use that fast repair. So they're kind of hanging back.
Green flag.
But green flag is out. That cameraman. Jason Henney out front. Ooh, a little chaotic back in the back there, coming off of 2. But Jason Henney no longer out front. John Lynch being pushed by Kyle Heath. Ooh, almost in the wall back there in the middle of the pack. Alright, I'm going to find a different... We'll see what this camera is like. I like the other one, I hate how turn 1 just goes right underneath the track. It needs to be fixed. But alright, it looks like that outside line about 5 rows deep. Not really getting anything started up there. It's there, there's no momentum on the outside line, as that inside line has a little bit of a break between the 5th in line, but Kyle Heath drops down to kind of seal that gap up. Oh, Jason Henney a little loose. But he saves it. Does everyone else behind? Couple of cars off the track to kind of collect their tires and their wheels. I just saw Joseph Klein drop a lot. I think he just had connection issues. He dropped tremendously, but then he went back up to where he was. Okay. So just connection issues, I think, for Joseph Klein in the 97. But Andrew Groves now out in front. The 9 of Jason Henney gonna have to come in for some much needed a break there. But now John Lynch on the bumper of Andrew Groves. Andrew Groves getting a little bit of a bump before that first caution came out, having to drop down onto the apron when that wreck came out. And now he's gonna find himself up on the lead. The 05 all over that bumper going down the backstretch into turn number 3. As our field is now broke up into 4 little sections, as you see on your map. And this first group is all in single file formation. This is how you crank down those laps, boys. This camera's too quiet. That doesn't really follow. Forgot to go back to my Daytona cam. We'll just have to deal with turn 1, guys. Hopefully it doesn't ruin any possibility of seeing wrecks or anything good happening. Hey, your top 7, your top 9, your top 11, I guess, technically. All in single file formation, but then you go back to 12th place, Ben Richards leading the charge on the inside row. Just outside of him, though, the one of Robert Rushing leading the charge on that top side. Go back here to this other group. This one is made up of Daniel Butler, the 80 of Mark Owlett, Austin Longnecker, Joseph Vatz, and a little bit further back we've got Joe Gibbons and Josh Peterson. Andrew Groves continuing to hold it up in the front here. Oh, it looks like Joseph Klein jumping to the outside. I don't know if he just needs some air. But, you know, he's going to try to make a charge with the side draft on the outside. It's not really going to do anything or go anywhere as he's going to slowly start to fade to the rear of this line. Now, here's where you don't want to be too aggressive when you come down. You don't want to lose and slip a little bit and then lose that draft. So going out of line doesn't seem to have done anything good for Joseph. But we're only lap 13, so I would pick riding on the back of this little pack right here over anything else. Woohoo! Look out. Only's gonna come back right up in there. Trevor Ben's a little, I don't know if he just got loose there on the backstretch, but came down onto the apron and then right back up into the traffic there. Alright, these top 11 here. Alright, I'm top 9. Continuing to hold on to a single file formation. But as we go back a little bit further, the 56 of Ben Richards now in a giant single formation. So this is all going to work out pretty well. These guys knowing that, hey, the only way we're going to get through this thing is we got to get into single file. But what they're not doing, I have not noticed, is riding that outside wall. That outside line here at Daytona is definitely the fastest way to go when you're in a single line formation. If this group would switch up to the top side, I feel like they could catch this lead pack here. Got a car jumping to the outside line, gonna jump back down though. As there's really nowhere to go if you're all alone. But these guys are charging hard. Picking up about a 1/10 of a second. They're picking up about 3/10 of a second every lap. So, I look for them to possibly... I don't know if they're... They're 6 seconds behind, and every 3 laps they're going to pick up at least a second. So they might catch them before the green flag pit stops, but I don't think they will. They're definitely not going to if they keep on kind of getting out of shape like this. And now they're kind of split up. And now they've kind of lost some time there. This second group getting a little out of shape again. We got 2 cars on the outside, and they are not really picking up time like they were. Go back up here to the front. The order still hasn't changed. These guys are in the same order that they've been in this whole time. Look at that pack behind them. So much bigger, but not gaining anything on them anymore, really. Maybe a 1/10 a second every lap. Oh, they actually lost a lot that time. They lost almost a whole second during that whole scruffle. Let's go ahead and compare speeds here. I want to see what Ben is doing here. They're now 7 seconds behind. They lost another 5/10 of a second. 195, 196, 199, 199 into turn number 3 for Ben. Let's see what Andrew Groves does going into turn number 3 here. It's like going into turn number 1, he's at 195. Going into turn number 1 for Ben, 196. It's a little bit faster there. Let's see if he surpasses 193. Oh, yep, he's going to. He only hits 198 for a very little time. 200 for Ben. Going into 3, so if they could keep that line just, you know, solid here. But they continue to kind of slip. As they are now 8 seconds off of our leader, 7.5 off of 9th place in front of Ben. Oh. George Buck barely holding on to that draft, trying so hard to keep it. Daniel Butler back here, still behind Mark Owlette. And then we got Josh Peterson and Joe Gibbons back here by themselves. The top 2 are communicating. I wonder if it's time for fuel. I'm thinking we're gonna see pit stops here. A lot of communication. I think we're gonna see the front 2 drop off the track. Let's see. No, not yet. No. So there's times when I wish I had them muted, but you have no idea what they're gonna say. Don't want to get that demonetized. Yeah, I really don't think we were gonna with the 100% fuel. I don't think we're gonna see pit stops until closer to lap like 40, maybe a little past 40. Let's see, what has this group done? Ben Richards no longer in charge of this line. Todd Smith is. And Todd Smith, a little over 7 seconds behind Joseph Klein, so little bit of a pickup there, I guess. Not what we want to see. And if we go a little bit further back to Daniel Butler's group, Edwin James kind of leading the charge of his little two-car tandem. But this line has not... I haven't seen them change positions at all, as we now know that the second line has done. Well, folks, we are now just continuing to crank down laps here, which is what you want to see, but I also want to see cars in the air. Daytona, one of my favorite tracks. Well, I can't say that. Talladega, I think, is my favorite track. Josh Peterson and Joe Gibbons now in danger of going a lap down as they are falling. They're just, yeah. I'm watching that the gap just tick 34.14, 0.15, 0.16, 0.17. That's all it's doing right now is just ticking. But pit stops are underway as looks like Andrew Groves on pit road. Oh, Andrew missing his box. Oh no. Andrew going all the way through the box. I'm not sure what happened here. Let's go ahead. Let's rewind it a little bit. We're not going to be able to pinpoint the exact spot, so we're going to have to rewind it if we want to see what happened here to Andrew. Oh, Oh. It's like he got a little disconnect right there. But then he's going to spin out a little bit, have to back up, go forward, back up. So Andrew Grove's going to find himself going out on the track in 6th position instead of the lead, but he's going to be almost 3 seconds off of where he needs to be. Oh boy. And 12 seconds off of Jason Henney, who he was in front of earlier. So Andrew Grove's losing 12, almost 13 seconds on pit road. Not good. Looks like Edward Fiedler gonna be the leader right now. Edward has not pit yet. But apparently if he was to pit right now and just take gas, he could potentially be the leader. Ben Richards only taking fuel. Everyone else taking gas or fuel and tires. Yeah. Dang, Andrew Grove's gonna find himself 20 seconds off of our lead pack now. And that's where races can be won and can be obviously lost. Is pit road, no matter what the track is, and Daytona, Talladega are the tracks where that statement stands true no matter what race and how many laps. If this thing were to stay green for the rest of the 54 laps, Andrew Groves lost this race on pit road. But for him, he's needing a yellow here in order to get caught back up. Or this line just needs to get kicked into gear, single filed out, nose to tail, and start cranking down those laps. Kyle Heath chilling in the 4th position, but he's 5 seconds off of our lead pack here. So he's kind of struggling here too after pit cycles. But looks like Jonah Cullen right there, he's 3rd in line, I think. No, 4th in line here. So Jonah 1 lap down. All he needs is to get in front of Jason here, and he's gonna be back on the lead lap. Daniel Butler on the lead lap as well. He's pulling up on the rear end of this little pack. But they are in danger of going a lap down. As the 95 of Austin Longnecker and his little group also in danger of going a lap down. And this just got a little bit worse for Kyle Heath and is that Corey Crandell behind? No, Corey. No, it's the 3 of CD Mangrum behind Kyle here. It just got a little bit worse for these two as they were catching our leaders, but now they're gonna start falling back a little bit as our leaders caught a whole nother pack that they're just going to cruise with now. And as they continue to reel in the 97s little group with Daniel Butler and Edwin James, I think Jonah Cullen's in that one too. Yes. Or no, Jonah's in the lead pack here. They're going to start reeling those guys in even more. Going to collect them, and they're going to be even faster. So, what's that mean for Andrew Groves and company as they're going to continue to drop? 52, 18, 19, 20, 21. They're just dropping off of this lead pack as that pack just gets bigger and they stay the same. So for these guys, any hopes at being there at the checkered flag for a chance at a win is going to have to come on the ride of a yellow flag, which means that somebody out there's night's going to have to be crushed. But there always is that chance when we take 45 laps to go that anything can happen on that final lap. If we do get there, what if this front pack completely gets trashed? Alright, as we are continuing this green flag racing up, we're going to go ahead and we're going to jump in the cockpit here and we're going to crank it up here on BMRL Network. While we crank it up here, go ahead and put in the comments of who you want to ride on board with, and we'll just cycle through your comments. Alright. Hope you all enjoyed that Crank It Up session. Showcase a few of the guys here on the track. Andrew Groves, not really making any improvements. Still 27 seconds off of our leader. But only 20 seconds off of 6th place, which is Corey Crandell. And 11 seconds off of Kyle Heath. Which Kyle Heath now leads a group of 5 instead of just the 2 of himself and CD. But Jason Henney still out in front of Trevor Benz, followed by John Lynch. And these guys still have a tiny little pack. But we are definitely just cranking these down. We had a caution on lap number 2 that took us green flag racing on lap 5. And since then, we have been green flag racing. Look at that, Trevor Benz all up on the bumper. The perfect push. Not very much wiggles going on there, but he's going to get a little wiggly as he gets off of his bumper. Oh, and a push through turn 4 and 3. The 77 kind of getting up into John Lynch's bumper a little bit too aggressively through turn 4, and almost spinning Lynch up into the wall. Some great racing. I just now noticed that Trevor Benz is rocking the kellybluebook.com paint scheme here. I saw the blue ribbon earlier, but I didn't realize it was the KBB car. But can you imagine this though, man? Jason Henney, the league owner here at First Gear Racing, race number 1 of season 2, he's out in front. Now I don't want to say anything else about, you know, what happens at Daytona if you're the leader going to the white flag. You're not the leader coming to the checkered. That's what they all say, but let's see if Jason Henney can prove that theory wrong. I guess we'll find out here in 30 more laps. Andrew Groves on pit road. Let's see if he has a nicer stop tonight here on the second try. Pulling in good. Right there. Fuel her up. That's only fuel coming here. Is he going to pull out in the lead? He needs to get a punch on that throttle so he can catch those guys in front of him. Oh, a little loose though. That's what happens when you take those really hot tires and you stop them on pit road, let them cool down for a little bit, and then hit that hot track. These things are going to be a little loose for the first lap. A lot of talent indeed. And it's a pleasure watching these guys from season 1 to season 2 start here. And through the preseason, these guys, a lot of them have gotten so much better than season 1 as they finally are accustomed to not only racing with one another, but possibly this car. Some of these drivers may have come into this series, into this league, not knowing anything about this Gen 6 car, as it, to me, is so much more exciting to drive than the next gen car. The next gen car just kind of autopilots itself around Daytona and other tracks. Like, for instance, the next gen car at Homestead is throttle control, whereas any other car is more brake control. You know, you brake to turn that thing, whereas the next gen, you have to, hit the throttle to turn that thing. More pit stops underway. Joe Gibbons, Daniel Butler in. Of course, this camera's gonna look at the dang wall. Daniel Butler not getting tires. This could possibly be bad. Joe Gibbons, I think, was getting tires, and so is Josh Peterson. They are, and they're gonna drop. And Kyle Heath gonna find himself back up front as others. Jason Henney and company coming out onto the track. Daniel Butler now a lap down. But Daniel gonna be the first car a lap down. He just gotta get in front of Jason. Oh, Jason gonna jump up top, hoping to get Trevor Benz. But Daniel Butler's gonna say, "Nah, man, I'm hanging with you." Daniel's searching for some sort of friendship here on the track right now, as Jason's trying to get away from him so he can get Trevor Benz up on his bumper. It looks like Trevor Benz has finally decided that he's going to line up in behind Daniel. Such cool little stories, little storylines developing here as we are set for 25 laps to go. This thing has blown by. Reminder, Daniel already using that fast repair, so he's found himself in a pretty risky situation. Because that camera angle was really bad. I think it was just the camera angle. Oh, Daniel Butler gonna jump onto the outside and relinquish that spot. I think he knows that things are getting a little dicey. I think there was some contact there. It wasn't just the camera angle. I think Daniel almost kind of got Jason a little bit there. But as I was saying, before that happened, Daniel Butler already using that fast repair, so finding himself in a risky situation as we count down the laps from 24 to the checkered flag, as this little lead pack right here is going to start getting a little pushy, shovey. We're going to see a lot more giving and not much taking here. Or a lot less giving, a lot of taking. Like, the biggest question right now is, if this thing stays green, is the 33 gonna push himself for a win? Or is he gonna push his buddy, the 9, to a win? What would you do? Your best friend has been pushing you all night. Do you expect him to take that win from you? Or if you're pushing your best friend all night, are you going to take that win in any way that you can. Also, if caution comes out, do you pit and take tires? A lot of cars stuck a lap down. Will the caution benefit those guys? I really don't think so. I don't know. Some took tires, but now they're a lap down. So, if caution does come out, do we see the top 11 who are on the lead lap, do they pit? Do they pit? And does everyone else get the wave around? Drew Benson on pit road. Andrew Groves, the first car a lap down here. Or no, he's not a lap down, I'm sorry. Todd Chase is the first car a lap down. But Andrew Groves now 31 seconds off of our leader. $18 laps to go. Kyle Heath, there's that gap on your map. On the top right of how far away he is from that lead pack. Jason Henney and company coming up on the 43 of Drew Benson. Drew making a late pit stop there on lap number 78. Drew choosing to go up onto the wall. But see that draft is crazy. That draft just sucked him right down. He had to make a little right-hand turn to keep off of him. We got a Harry Houdini in the field. The 05 doing some disappearing tricks. Yeah, you see me? No, you don't. 15 laps to go. Andrew Groves dropping time off. Or adding time to his distance there, whatever you want to say. But that gap's getting bigger and bigger. Jason Henney now closer to his rear than he is to Jason's. All I gotta tell you is this is going to get very, very exciting as we get closer and closer to the end of this thing. I don't know about y'all, but I'm gonna go grab myself a beer and some popcorn. I'll be right back. Alright, we're back here with this action. Technically, we're never away from it. But it is about to get good. We're 2 lanes here now. Jason relinquishing that spot. He's going to be in the third position. He knows what's up. He knows that he can't be the leader when it gets down to it. Sorry, I'm getting so into this, guys. Alright. Here we go. John Lynch just introducing himself today in Discord. "19 years old, the founder of Spino Esports and Spino Designs. Driver of the number 05. Oh, it's getting a little... Trevor Benz is getting into the blocky formation. Woohoo! John O. Lynch now pushing. Is that CD? Yeah, CD. Or no, that's the 46. Edwin James. Edwin James is not on the lead lap. So John Lynch is separated by a lead lap car that separates him and the leaders. John gonna go up to the high side. There's nothing there though. Trevor Benz losing a little connection there. We got 4 laps to go. John O. Lynch finding himself in a horrible position, still in the 3rd place, but separated by all this lap traffic. We're gonna need a field reset for this thing. Two laps to go this time by for Trevor Benz. Into turn 3. Oh, and we're wrecking! Big wreck in the back! Caution is gonna come out, maybe. It still hasn't waved. 2 laps to go, we're still green! John Lynch, he survived it. I don't think John's got enough draft to make it to him. Lap cars took out lap cars on that one. Trevor Benz disappears again. Oh, he's having bad connection issues. Final lap, next flag will end it. John Lynch back up on the back of this pack here. He's got a few more lap cars in his windshield. Gonna need a great run there on the outside. But what's gonna happen up here in front? Is Jason Henney gonna snatch the lead from Trevor? Jason looking to the outside, but he's gonna jump back down low and behind Trevor. That's not time to make that move yet, he says. Oh, the 46 up the track into the wall. What about John? John stays great. And no move happens. Trevor Benz wins. Trevor Benz will win. Jason doesn't make the move. Trevor Benz getting the win. Jason Henney in second. And John Lynch gonna round out the top three here. What a race. Can't believe caution didn't wave though on that wreck there with 3 to go. Alright, we're gonna step aside here as we get to talk to our top 3 finishers here. Alright, the 05 of John Lynch. It's Chris up in the booth. You got a copy, dude?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Alright, man. A third place finish here on race number 1. Sure, it's not exactly what we were hoping for, but walk us through. I mean, the race from green flag to checkered flag, we had that one caution on lap number 2, and the rest was just strategy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I probably went too soon, trying to get past Trevor there. I'm like, okay, lap 10 or 10 to go. I could probably maybe get in between him and the 9, and then I ended up just passing the both. I'm like, crap, this isn't what I want. And then I tried to keep him from backing up, but he played it like an ace. And then I got a couple lappers in front of me, and then lappers just didn't want to go. I tried pushing a couple of them, and I ended up hooking both of them by accident. I apologize for wrecking that race, but I wanted that one really bad. But I apologize for spinning them, but yeah, that sucks. Good win to Trevor though. That he played that like an ace.
Yeah, definitely did. But third place finish going to be great in the points department. Yeah, it's a great start to the season. The win, yeah, does sound a lot better, but in the grand scheme of things, I mean, you definitely played it out correctly here, compared to some others, with some other mishaps and whatnot. But that's the one thing that we talked about in the broadcast is, I mean, pit road and a track like this can make or break, can win or lose a race for you. So great execution on pit road as well as on the race, man.
Yeah. Thank you. I mean, I'm gonna try and go for the championship this year. I kind of went part time last season since I'd kind of joined halfway through, but I want this championship, and I knew I wanted to get a jump on Kyle, and I think I got. I mean, I finished one position ahead of him, so I got a couple bonus laps for leading or bonus points for leading the lap. So it's a good start. Good start to the points.
All right. Well, we know that you own your own design company. So, any shout outs or sponsors, anyone you want to say thank you to?
Yeah, I've got 988 suicide prevention hotline on the car. It's always a special thing for me to run those cars. So I'm always glad to run their colors. Of course, Spino Design, Spino Racing, or Spino Esports rather. Um, Iggy Beats, Apex Photography. They're on Instagram. Go give them a follow. Great photos of supercars, hypercars, anything you can find, and of course you for putting on the broadcast.
All right, man. Well, congratulations on the P3. Great start to the season, and we'll see you back here again next Saturday night.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. That was our third place finisher, John Lynch, bringing it home in third place here on race number 1 of the season. And next we've got Jason. Hey, Jason, it's Chris up in the booth. You got a copy, man?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, congratulations on the P2, pushing your buddy to the win there. We saw you led. I think you might have led the most laps here tonight. Great car, great execution on pit road, off pit road. Green flag from lap number 5 to 100. So, kind of walk us through the strategy.
This was one of the best restrictor plate races I think I've been a part of in a league event that I can recall. I mean, yeah, one early caution, you expect that. Like we had a pretty good sized field, 27 cars. After that, it became just all about, okay, how many stops we got to make, who are we with, and trying to make sure we executed getting on and off pit road, hitting the pit box right, everything. It was just limiting mistakes, because the more it seemed like it was going to stay green, the crazier it got, to where all it took was one mistake and you can be, you can lose a lap, get a black flag, spin out, something like that. So really, really appreciative of Trevor and John. We were up there most of that run, and we stayed together. We stayed in the line. We provided ourselves the best time on track that we could to not give up any to the field behind us, and it worked out. It came down to where we got a little mixed up there. Trevor got the lead, and I was like, okay, it's my turn. I mean, Trevor had been behind me for most of this race and pushing and just keeping us going and keeping us clean, and I felt like I owed that to him, and I respect racing with him week in, week out, and super proud that he finally got a win here, and certainly at this track, one of his favorites, and just awesome race overall. Just thanks to everyone for participating and putting on such a good race.
All right, man. Well, congratulations on the P2. Any sponsors, anybody on the car, anyone at home watching that you just want to give a shout out to or a thank you to?
Big shout outs to our donations. We've had people that have donated to the league to help fund it, to keep things rolling. I want to thank every single one of those people that have done that. On top of it, I do want to thank you for coming along and broadcasting with us for another season. We really appreciate having you here. Shout out to the kids at home, Alexander, Zoe, and then Christopher behind me, who has been supporting me this whole race. And just a big shout out to our FGR family. I know we had a few that couldn't make it tonight. Shout out to Joshua. He couldn't make it tonight, but we tried to put it up front for him, and came one spot away with the paint that he made for me. So again, thanks everyone. We'll see y'all next week.
All right, man. Well, second place going to definitely be great on the points here to enter season number 2 here. So congratulations on that.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
All right, we'll see you next Saturday night.
All right, have a good one.
You too. Alrighty, that was your P2, Jason Henney. After leading almost the majority of the laps here tonight, a good chunk of them at least. We're going to listen to the guy who took the lead with 5 to go and took home the victory. Give it up for Trevor Benz. Hey, Trevor, it's Chris in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Congratulations on the win, man. A very clean race, execution off and on pit road. Outstanding. And that just puts you where you needed to be through pretty much the entire thing from lap 5 to 100. And then it really puts you where you needed to be when that checker flag flew.
Yes, sir. Yes, indeed. There was a lot of there's a lot of concentration, especially getting on pit road, trying to gain as many spots or as like seconds as you can, diving it in pit road without spinning out. I got lucky on the first pit stop, not hitting I think the 21 car Ben, but yeah, that was a great race, very clean. That was a very different Daytona race than I've been in since I've been racing iRacing since I started. So yeah,
Right.
that was fun. Very clean, very hard racing, even single file.
So strategy wise, what was the strategy once you realized that, oh, we're gonna have to make our pit stop under green flag conditions here? What was that strategy like? How was it playing through in your head?
Well, I was working with Jason for most majority of the race, and it was the main strategy was to not speed. I have a big problem. A couple leagues, even this season last year, I've been tearing myself up on pit road, getting penalties left and right. So, main thing going into this season, not to get penalties, but the strategy. It was just a pit whenever we get a group of cars go down pit road to maintain the lead that we have over the I think the fourth, fifth, sixth place drivers, and getting off pit road without spinning out, getting up to speed, and yeah, that was the main strategy. Is just not to get a black flag. That would kill everything, no matter what.
Right, and that's one of those big things with these plate tracks, with people sitting at home that think, oh, it's, you just got to pull down the pit road, pull in your box, but you're pretty much going from out of turn 3 and 4 at 190, 180 to, what is that, 55 miles per hour on pit speed?
Uh, pit road speed is 60.
A
They
60?
give you 61 sometimes, but you got to get back to 60 miles per hour very quick. The very last pit stop, it was very sketchy. We had lap down cars coming down in front of us, behind us, and everyone goes down pit road at different speeds, so you can never really you don't really know what you're getting into, no matter what, no matter who you're behind, because everyone got different pit road entries.
Right. And that's what we were talking about during the broadcast. Pit road, especially at these types of tracks, can win or lose a race, and we saw that happen to a few guys here. It's just a matter of too much brake hitting pit road speed can cause those tires to lock up and spin out, or even just going a couple miles per hour over the speed limit can get you a black flag here.
Yeah, and iRacing a little tricky on pit road exit. They won't tell you you're speeding, so yeah, you really gotta pay attention to what you're doing on pit road, on and off, getting off.
All
But
right.
I've been trying to get one of these Daytona wins since I've been starting iRacing. I live in Florida. I go to Daytona a lot, and yeah, this was a fun and very special to me to win at my home track. I've been trying to win since I started racing league races.
Nice, and that's a great way to bring in season 2. Also, to bring in the season 2 with great points day. I mean, you led a lap, you finished the race in first. Uh, it's just a great race, man. Congratulations.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it, man, and I hope I can get some more this season. But I just want to be consistent and get what I can out of the car and finish these races and get as many points.
All right. I'm gonna open the floor to you. Anyone you want to say thank you to, give a shout out to, go ahead
Shout,
and it's all yours.
shout out, shout out to First Gear Racing, my girlfriend, my friends, everybody that watches us. We continue to grow. We continue to try to make the league better as a whole, and we've been putting a lot of work in, and we're going to continue to keep doing it and try to make it as fun and as we can.
All
But
right,
yeah, that's
man.
about it.
Well, congratulations on the win. Go celebrate tonight, and we'll see you back here for race number 2 next Saturday night.
Yes, sir. You got it. I can't wait. See you
All right.
next Saturday.
All right, man. Have a great night and a great week here.
Yes, sir. You too.
All right, guys. That was Trevor Benz, the winner here tonight. That was a very eventful, very fun race here tonight at Daytona. Let's go ahead. We're gonna take a look at our results here. Trevor Benz gonna get the win. Jason Henney in second. John Lynch gonna bring it home in third. Kyle Heath gonna get a 4th place finish here. Last season's champion. 5th place Corey Crandell. 6th Todd Smith. 7 Andrew Gross. 8th place Adam Chapman. 9th place Chris Pfaff. And 10th Patrick Stein. Unfortunately, Andrew Gross getting that 7th place finish after that pit road mishap. That's just tallying onto that point of pit road can just kill or win you races here, especially these plate races. Your 1.5 miles and short tracks, not so bad. You can, you can obviously counter your mistakes on those tracks, but if you're green on these plate tracks, you saw what happened to Andrew, unfortunately. But yeah, look further down to the rest of your standings, 11th through 18th, and as we scroll a little bit further down, you'll see the last few positions there. Once again, BMRL Network wants to thank Symmetrics SD1 for sponsoring our channel here. If you are in the market for a dash that lights up with all sorts of RGBs, shows your flags, shows green flags, white flags, yellow flags, blacks, checkered. You can set it to show anything that you want, whether it's from tire pressure all the way to your speed, to your position, to your laps on the track. Whatever it is that you want, you go ahead, use BMRL or Team BMRL at checkout for 15% off. But yeah, BMRL wants to thank you for coming out once again here. We're going to see you the rest of the season. It's going to be crazy awesome, guys. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, click that thumbs up, and we'll see you again next Saturday night, 7:45 p.m. Central, as we go live with our intro. Until then,